him in a way, child. Said him in a long time running.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 21, volume 2 of Big Fan, your wives and also your best friend's favorite podcast. My name is Chad East, and I'm a big fan of, this is going to be a long one, Hank. I'm a big fan of anxiety and excitement of first day of school, especially living through your daughter's eyes. Also, weekends when you have reservations at the finest restaurant in Asheville, but your Airbnb that you rented and the company that surrounds you is so extremely excellent, you cancel the reservation, sit on the deck, listen to Sam Cooke, and sing at the top of your lungs with your best college friends under the stars. And last but not least, mustard.
Thank God you left us with mustard,
Yes.
because that second one was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a long one, isn't it?
Hello, everybody. My name is Hank Cameron. I'm a big fan of weekends in Asheville at 65 degrees. Mm-hmm. First day of school excitement, unlike yours.
Okay.
T-minus 2 days to my only fantasy football draft.
Wow-wee. So, you were in Asheville the same time I was in Asheville.
This weekend.
Doing probably very similar things, you would think.
Well, let me guess what you were doing.
What was I doing?
Okay, you were eating very little,
Yes.
playing golf,
Yes.
fantasy football drafting,
Yes.
indulging in
Absolutely.
everything.
Everything. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Sleeping in late,
Yes.
feeling awful all day,
Yes.
repeat.
Times 3. Yes.
Okay.
Bingo, bingo, bongo.
So was I doing that same thing?
Yeah, what were you doing?
I was not. I was at a kids' soccer tournament the entire weekend.
So let me go through what you did. You were listening to screaming parents,
Yes.
drinking probably lukewarm Pepsi from the concession stand, maybe half of a hot dog with relish.
They don't serve this kind of thing.
Really?
You have to pack your own thing.
Oh,
These
gosh.
fields were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know Asheville, it's topographies everywhere, you know. And so you get on these fields and you are in the middle literally of nowhere. So you've got coolers and stuff like that. And we do the baseball thing. We haven't done travel soccer all that much. It's a different level of parent involvement, I feel like.
Well, explain it to me, because I've been involved in travel soccer for the last 6 years, but baseball I'm not familiar with. So tell me how they differ.
Okay, so travel baseball, and it might be just because I coach, you know, and I'm on the field and I'm giving instruction and everything. Parents get crazy, right? But there's a fence that separates them and everybody else. And a coach's job, and everybody doesn't do it well, is to stop them from going crazy and yelling at their kids. Coach, just cheer, have fun at the game, whatever. The direction, the coaching that the parents are doing and shouldn't do on the soccer field, because the coach is on the other side of the field.
Right.
And at some point, they're like, push up, push up, push up. Make the pass.
Slide tackle him.
Yes. Throw in. It's our ball. Corner.
Right.
And there's so much coaching and not real great coaching.
Terrible coaching, absolutely.
So I felt like that was a shock, because I sat there and I watched it. I didn't have to coach, and I loved
What a difference not coaching to observing. It's night and day, right?
Night and day.
Night and day. What do you like better, coaching or observing?
coaching.
Yes. Okay. Very good. So how'd they make out in Asheville? Is this their first travel tournament?
First tournament.
Yeah.
First tournament. So they went into the first game not knowing what to expect. Just practiced a handful of times together.
Yeah.
And they lost 5-1. Mm-hmm. Okay, 5-1. Harris had the only goal.
Wow. Go Harris.
So he had a cleanup goal. Came back the next game a couple hours later, lost 2-0. Lost the next day 2-0.
Yeah.
Close games. Just, what's funny is young kids it just takes time on the field learning. Don't pass to their feet, pass to the corner. It's just playing. Yeah. And the good thing about that team is every time they got off the field, they were smiling, had a good time. It's not like, I feel like the parents have done a pretty good job of making it. It's 10-year-old soccer.
Sure.
It's not crazy soccer. So it was fun. We had a good time. We got to stay hotel. Pool.
Did you get any other dude grilling out hamburgers and scorching his hand at the baseball tournament?
No,
my daughters love that story. Just the sound of.
It was awful. I had to revisit that one day. But no, it was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet up there for us. Which I went to bed early that night. I think that Saturday night I went to bed about 10:15.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was probably about the time that you were getting it right.
Well, our fantasy draft, I don't even think started until then. I mean, it was quite the weekend. And let me begin my story of Asheville first by saying all my buddies that came from Denver and Texas, they come from Texas? Anyway, from wherever they came from, half of them listen to the Big Fan.
Yes.
They really do. And they're very impressed by you, Hank.
Oh, wow.
So they all ask, like, so how do you know? Tell me Hank's story. We want to know more about Hank. And they asked about our producing team, Moose, and there in the window. They asked about you, buddy. So anyway, I was like, man, that's pretty nice of you guys to really to support us and actually listen. Don't just say you listen, but they really listen because they were asking me questions about podcasts from like 4 episodes ago. Like, so how did it turn out?
Oh, nice.
The Smithfield walking on a volcano thing or whatever you said, they all knew about the Smithfield tournament. So anyway, I appreciate all my buddies that actually listen to the podcast.
Nice.
So we get there on a Thursday, and Asheville's typically, the temperature's kind of cool, and, it's like a laid-back environment. That's what Asheville is. We get up there to play golf, and it's 94 degrees on a Thursday. It is so hot. Uncharacteristically hot for Asheville. And so it's like that 8th hole, and my buddy was like, holy cow, I thought you guys said it was cooler up here in the mountains. Well, all of a sudden, you hear this little wind blow, Hank, and we look to our left, and there is a storm brewing. And so the storm comes in, crash, lightning crash, and we have to come off the golf course, sitting under at the bar just watching lightning. I'm talking lightning's hitting all over the place.
How happy are you that you had that little lightning bar?
Oh, yes, the little 40-minute kind of escapade to the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Where we get to sit down, catch up. We're talking. A couple of these dudes I haven't seen in 364 days,
Yeah.
We're catching up, talking about kids, talking about sports, all the stuff that dudes do, talking about NC State Wolfpack. And so the 45 minutes, we're sitting there having a ball. The lightning subsides, the rain stops, and all of a sudden the temperature has just dropped 24 degrees. Now it's like 72. We get to play the rest of the round in 70-degree temperature. I waxed that tail on these dudes too. I brought some good golf game.
Did you?
Yeah, shot 79, whooped them all. At 79, Moose, I know that's not a good score for you, buddy, but that's a good score for me, okay? Pretty good.
Big thumbs up from Moose.
Yeah, big thumbs up from Moose. So anyway, that's how it starts. We find out that the golf course and our house, which is about 5 minutes away, is literally 1 minute away from that Sierra Nevada brewery.
Oh.
I mean, the golf course
We were right there, too.
Dude, I'm telling you, isn't that weird? You were probably within 10 miles of where we were, and I had no idea you were in Asheville. But anyway, so we leave the golf course, a couple cats go to the grocery store, gather all the stuff we need, and the rest of us were like, let's go see what this place we rented.
Have you not been there before?
No. This is in Sierra Nevada. This is going to our compound that we've rented. Okay. And so we saw pictures of it, and we read about it, and it looks really, really cool online. But one of our buddies who lives in Asheville, or his parents live in Asheville, did some reconnaissance the week before and rode up and just started snapping pictures. And from his pictures, we were like, this might not be the best. It didn't really look that nice, right?
Right.
And so everybody's probably like...
And this is in a neighborhood.
It's a neighborhood, but it's away from other homes. It's like literally a compound on acres of land, has a trout pond in the back, a creek that runs behind it, enough yard in front of the house to have a full 11-on-11 football game. I mean, it's a massive place. And it has a side house called the Beekeeper's Cottage, where I stayed, the side Beekeeper's Cottage.
By yourself?
No, with a couple of my buddies, but see, away from the rest of the big crew, because we have our own little house. It was unbelievable. So we pull up, and we're going through this dirt road, like winding dirt road, away from the main road, like, at least a solid 3-minute drive. And I'm like, holy cow, we're really getting back in here. And then you can see the mountains, and the mountains are getting closer and closer. And I was like, is this really this is our little land right here? And then I take a look to the left, and there is this beautiful, I'm talking about beautiful, sprawling like cottage that looks like it should not belong here. It is, I can't even do it justice. It's just beautiful, with the Beekeeper's Cottage right beside it, connected by this, how do I explain it? It's like this overhang with these ceiling fans. It looks like something that would be in Colorado. Like these ceiling fans are dropped down. It's got this huge stone fireplace.
It's like a patio, covered
patio, but massive. Like on a scale, like 20 people could sit under it. Right. And you've got fans going. It's got everything. And I was like, holy cow, we came.
getting ready to get on.
We
It's getting
came
ready
to the
to get
right
on.
place. Yes, absolutely. So we park the cars. I go to the beekeepers. A couple other people come
Throw the
over
Chad
there.
bag in there.
Chad bag in the beekeeper's cottage. Everybody else goes to the main floor. We're walking inside there, and we're like, dude, this is way too nice for us to stay. There was like artwork on the walls worth, thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm like, dude, I know what these dudes do at a place for fantasy football. There might be a mustache drawn on that woman on that $25,000
Don't
piece
need
of art.
that.
We do not need that. So anyway, we made some ground rules that nobody can touch the artwork. Let's be adults. We're 40 plus years old now. Let's be mature. And we handled it very mature. We really did. I'm so proud of my dudes. We cooked every meal like good food too, not like pizzas. We made steaks and ribs. Well, I didn't make it, but they did, and I ate maybe a pickle or two.
Yep.
And anyway, we had all these just grand plans. We were supposed to go tubing on Friday. We were supposed to go eat at this really nice restaurant Friday. But once we got to the compound, we were all just like, why would we ever want to leave here? So we made fires every morning, every day in the huge stone fireplace, listened to music, ate, talked.
Did you ever leave? Except to get
We
food
left.
and stuff?
We went to Sierra Nevada on Saturday. They had live music playing at noon. And so it was 5 minutes away. And so we left to go there, hung out there for about 4 or 5 hours, played cornhole a ton.
Did you walk down to the river, to the bar at the river?
There's a bar down there?
Yeah.
Where? At Sierra Nevada?
Yeah.
Where the stage is?
You walk past the stage all the way down to the river.
Didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada, when I pull in there,
Can you imagine the amount of money that they put in that
the
place?
driveway alone, I'm like, where are we going? We go to the Biltmore House? This is
Exactly.
unbelievable.
Exactly.
And so it's meticulous.
That's because their 12 packs are
Yes,
$25 a piece.
Very true. It was rather reasonable though. Like you get a beer there, I think it was $4 maybe.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. But the band was playing. Maybe that's why we didn't walk down there, because the band was on stage. Maybe we didn't want to walk by the band, because I probably would have tried to get on the stage and sang my do-do-do. I mean, I would have sang something, Hank, So anyway, we didn't do that, but we hung out at Sierra Nevada for several hours.
It was cool. Weather was cool.
Dude, 74 degrees.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, you cannot beat this. And then we come back, and then we start the draft probably about 9 o'clock. And the funniest thing of the draft, my good buddy, Kevin McMahon, who is the biggest fan of Big Fan. He's the guy that talks about it all the time. Goes to the draft board, puts Andrew Luck's name up on the draft board because we didn't know what had happened. No one knew. And then people's phones had that little da-na-na, da-na-na. So everybody's little ringer thing is going off, and it read, Andrew Luck just retired. And so we're showing it to him like, dude, Andrew Luck just retired. And he thought we were playing a gag on him. He's like, y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are stupid. We're like, nah, dude. Andrew Luck has retired from football, which in its own, that's crazy, right? Who would have ever thought that? So anyway, he puts the Andrew Luck sticker on the board. 3 minutes later, Andrew Luck retires. That's the way the draft went. It was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of
awesome.
drafts I think had that happen.
Yeah.
And I think Andrew Luck got a raw deal on this whole thing. I mean,
People booing him?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
man, it's ridiculous.
This dude gave his heart and soul
You know what
to
kind
that
of
city.
like mental anguish he must have been in to make
Certainly.
that decision?
Absolutely.
I mean, nobody wants to retire, especially not that guy.
Yeah, because he's king dingaling when it comes to quarterbacks, top 5 in the world.
Yeah.
And, it took everything he had to get up there and actually say, guys, I can't do it anymore. Think how hard that would have to hurt his heart.
I almost
to
want
say that.
Indianapolis to suck this year because of it.
And it probably wasn't all the fans, bro. It's probably one dude that drank 4 Bud Lights, and he's
Wearing
hanging
a
out.
Denver jersey.
It's one of those dudes who said, boo. Guys like that are ridiculous. The normal Indy fans, I'm sure they have mad respect for Mr. Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it was a raw deal.
Yeah,
Gave
it his all.
You got to imagine mentally what he must have gone through.
Did you read his list of injuries?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ruptured spleen, broken ribs, something ankle, something leg.
Do we know how much
multiple
money he's
concussions? He's made $110 million.
Peace.
We out. And plus, he's a brilliant guy. He went to Stanford. He's got an architect degree. He's an architect, so he can do whatever he wants to. Yeah. Bye, Indy.
Yeah.
Good
Bye,
luck.
Indy.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah. So anyway, the draft wraps up, and this is the other thing about being mature. As my friends, we've grown older. Normally, trips would last, or we go to bed late, like 4 o'clock in the morning. We went to bed midnight.
Ooh.
2 nights in a row.
It's like you're 8 years old.
Unbelievable. Exactly. And we would get up, people were rising at 7:30. I was able to sleep till 9 one morning, but besides that, we're up at 7:30.
Got aprons on.
Yeah,
maybe some
bacon, grits, bacon, coffee. There's biscuits. You can just smell it when you walk from the beekeeper's cottage
like
to
a
the main
Folgers
house.
commercial.
It was unbelievable. And anyway, I want to say this might be the top 3 fantasy draft I've ever had in my life.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
It sounds lovely.
It was just perfect. That's what it was. It was lovely. There was no chaos like normally happens where somebody's taking a garbage can and pouring it in. That's happened. His wife's car was below us on the second floor. We're at the beach. Her sunroof is down. He takes a garbage can, not realizing that it's his car, his wife's car with the sunroof down, empties the garbage can. It goes through the sunroof into his wife's car.
Broken glass.
Just everything you can think of inside the car.
Gross.
That's chaos. We don't need that when we're 40.
No.
No. You don't need that when you're 22.
No.
But it's happened with this group. So nothing like that happened. It was just a lot of hugs, a lot of singing, a lot of stories. A lot of love, Hank.
You're all grown up.
We're all grown up.
You're all grown up. Now, that might not happen at our draft on this Friday. I'm looking forward to it. I've got to be up early. But, on Saturday, because I got to be in Morganton on Saturday morning. But I kind of feel like this one's going to be a little bit different.
I have the same feeling. So have you seen the weather forecast?
No.
It's supposed to not a raindrop inside. It's supposed to be lovely.
We know meteorologists don't know crap.
It's very true. It'll probably be pouring down rain and a hurricane will pass through. But anyway, if it doesn't, a typhoon, we'll be on the lake and you'll see a damn, what do they call those? Water funnel might pop up? Sure. But anyway, the company that we're going to be around, and
because we have guest selectors,
special guests coming in from all over the state, to be a part of this draft. And the other thing is, it's rare. It's so rare that this group, it's basically once this whole group gets together one time a year. We in small groups we'll get together, but one big group, it's once a year. And so we kind of live for this day.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. Cornhole tournament starts at 5:30, I believe. So
is that what it is? I didn't hear the agenda yet.
Just mark it on.
I'm ready for that.
There's a boat ride if you can get to it on Lake Hickory. There's 2 boats going out 3 o'clock to create like a little caravan of boats around 3. If you can get away. You sold that last house on Friday. Close that deal.
I actually have to work on Friday, so I don't think I'm going to be able to make it out there.
Close that last deal and get out there, right? All right. Do that.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. So that was kind of the Asheville trip in a nutshell.
Okay.
It's really, really good. And so we come back on a Sunday. Well, guess what Monday was last week, Hank, or this week?
First day of school.
It's the first day of school.
But you were seepy.
I was very seepy, but I know how important first day of school are to kids because I was a kid. I remember the anxiety, the excitement, but the stress, the happiness, and the sadness. All these emotions balled into one little ball that sits inside a little 8-year-old stomach. You remember this?
I think I saw pictures of your daughters for the first day, like your wife put it on Instagram or whatever. Yeah. And Lucy Rose looked pretty excited, like Jack. Like she knew the fight that she was going into.
Yes.
Olivia looked a little nervous. She did look a little nervous.
Absolutely. Let's talk about this.
She did look a little nervous.
Lucy Rose going into 5th grade. Big man on campus, right? Ball in Oakwood. I own this school. That's her confidence level when she walks in, My hall, exactly. Who are you? What'd you say, teacher? She's running stuff. Olivia, who's run stuff, she's been to Oakwood. She's been 5th grade before. She was at Grandview in 8th grade. Now she's a freshman.
Low man on the totem pole.
The bottom level, brother. Yep. Bottom level. So it was the discrepancies of their emotion, their excitement level of going to first day was just unbelievable. Like night and day. Yep. We'll say night and day. So tell me a little bit about Harris's adventure to first day, and then I'll tell you a little bit about my girls.
4th grade, he's kind of getting in that mode where big man on campus kind of feel, right? And so we left that morning. We had a little bit of chaos getting into it, but he was excited, like super excited. When you go look at your classroom, he's never had it where his boys, it's like one's in that class, one's in this class, one's
never
there.
Together, yep.
So when we go to sneak peek at the class, we look at the roster of everybody in it. He's like, Boom, Nicholas. Boom, Alan. Boom,
Got him.
Miles. Boom. Like everything was perfect, right?
Oh, that's wonderful.
And so it like all came together, right?
Yeah.
So he couldn't have been more excited.
Yes.
So, he got his gear all ready the night before. Got to get back, ready. Let me get my clothes right,
That's
everything.
right.
So, got all ready. Still excited as he could be. Goes to school. And, school is a funny thing because I don't know if his expectation is going to be met. Is he really going to come back as excited as he went in?
Yes.
So I let him off. High fives. Go get him, brother. Have
Right.
a good day. He comes back jacked.
Really?
Jacked. Loved it. The
Incredible.
thing that he loved the most?
What's that?
Flexible seating.
Tell me about this new invention, flexible seating. Tell me how this works.
When he said it, I laughed in his face.
Flexible seating.
I was like, he goes,
Dad.
the greatest part of this whole thing is? And I was like, maybe your boys? I don't know. Maybe you got something cool at
Yeah,
lunch?
cool
What
stuff
is
at
it?
lunch? Yeah, what?
was it? He was like, flexible seating. I was like, all right, tell me a little bit more about that. He was like, they got yoga balls. They've got laundry baskets with pillows in them. They've got park benches. Anywhere you want to sit.
Wow.
You can sit. You can sit on the floor. You can sit on your desk. I don't care. Just get ready to sit anywhere you want.
Can you blame him? Flexible seating sounds remarkable.
Do you know what?
Sounds remarkable.
It's liberating. And that's what I told him. I was like, you've been confined to that seat for 3 years,
Yeah.
and now you're ready to get out.
That's dangerous, though. You put flexible seating in the hands of a wrong little boy or girl, who knows where they're going to be? They might get on that yoga ball and they might toss it at little Sally or pick up the laundry basket and put it on Nicholas's head. Who
Right.
knows
Who
what can
knows?
happen?
Who knows?
Wild stuff with flexible seating.
So, but all in all, he's still going into it. And I think we've talked about this on other shows. We got like the rules when we go into school.
Yeah.
It's you got to remember to be a leader. You got to remember to listen in class. You got to remember to do the things that we're all these ideas that we work on all the time. And one of them, I love it that he holds true to it. Like when I was in the shower, he came into the bathroom and I said, "What's our plan this year?" He's like, "Don't let anybody get picked on, right? And help whoever needs to have help."
Good plan.
I was
Yeah.
like, those are two to live by there.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always funny, the big man, but that may not ring true when he turns into 6th grade, gets 2 8th graders bullying up on somebody. He might not
Sure.
want to step up to
He'll
him. But
figure it out.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. B.
Yeah.
How about, so you were talking a little bit about, Lucy's probably in the same boat as Harris, like you said.
She
Olivia?
was very excited.
What was her day like?
So let's talk about this. Orientation before high school was the week prior, okay? And so I was able to attend the Monday edition of the orientation. So I haven't been inside that high school. That's where I went to school. That's where you went to school. I've not walked inside that building. It's been, I'm not going to say it's been 20 years, but it's been a long time. Mm-hmm. So I walk in there, I have
into the mall.
I've got a melancholy attitude, really thinking like, God, I really don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. It was 6:00 on a Monday. Just really don't want to be inside here for orientation. But I walk in instantly. I am transported because of this. The smell is the exact same smell that we had when we were in the high school. It smells exactly the same.
Blood and puke.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and so it's that smell, and I'm walking down the hall, and I'm like, all these, not emotions, but memories start.
Right.
Boom, boom. I remember what happened right here. I remember a fight being here. I remember I dropped my book bag here. I remember Hootie fell down the stairs here.
Yes.
All these things are like just crashing back in my mind. Then as I'm all these things are floating in my mind, I look right, and there's the hall where my locker used to be. And I haven't been down that hall in 20 plus years.
Do you remember your locker code?
I do. I know it starts with 36, but I can't remember the other digits.
Imagine if you went in there and opened that thing back up.
But the funny thing is, they don't even use lockers in the high school anymore. They don't allow you to use lockers. So the lockers, you remember when we used to have them, they were like yay, and they were halfway, somewhere at the top and somewhere at the bottom. Now they're like this thin, and they're like this big. You can't put anything in there. You could barely put a credit card in there or a lunchbox.
This seems very unusual.
Why even have a locker if they're so
Right.
small? So anyway, I asked Olivia, I was like, do you use your locker? She's like, nobody uses lockers. Nobody. The other interesting thing, and I'll get back to the orientation in a second. So do you remember we would have loads of books that we would keep in our lockers? That's why we had bigger lockers. Now, they don't really carry books. They just have they have a laptop.
Right.
That's what they carry around. It's completely different than when we went to school. So anyway, orientation, I'm getting nostalgic. I'm walking around like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And so I'm starting to get really excited. Like my heart is beating fast. Like, felt like I was going back to high school. Just incredible. So they were like, the orientation is in the library. And Jennifer's behind me and a couple other girls who didn't go to Hickory. And they're like, where's the library? I was like, just follow me. I know exactly where the library is. This is my school. Yeah. Follow me. So they follow me to the library. We open it up. And the one thing that I remember about when opening that door to the library, back in the day, I used to think the library was massive. I just remember feeling like it was really big. We walked in there. I was like, this place is teeny. There's only 100 books in here. I used to think there were 1 million books. There's hardly any books in here. But anyway, so that kind of blew me away. But I remember the same little area where the desks were for study hall. They're still there. It looks exactly the same. It's just, to me, my memory was massive, but it's just small.
Right.
Yeah, so we get in there. We meet the new principal. I see a couple cool things. I see some like when I was a student, their kids. I haven't seen these adults or my friends, or my classmates since high school. Well, they're going through the same thing with their son and daughters. So I'm like, Carlos, what's up? So we haven't seen each other in a while. And then I saw some other folks that I know. So that was really, really cool. So I leave the orientation. It was supposed to be an hour. It lasted 2 hours. I want it to last longer. I'm raising my hand. I'm asking questions to the principal. I'm like, Jennifer's like, what are you doing? Why are you so into this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Do you know when you raised your hand at orientation, if I were a guy at that place, I would memorize your license plate and I would come hurt you for trying to do that.
Believe me.
Spending 2 hours in orientation?
I was out of my mind.
I'd be furious.
Typically I'm like that dude, like, dude, keep your hand down. Let's get out of here.
I'm trying to eat dinner.
Something came over me, man. I was just possessed by this feeling of Hickory High nostalgia. And so anyway, we leave. I get home and Olivia's waiting for us like, because this is just the adult.
They don't go.
It's no kid orientation. Theirs came later. Theirs came Friday. This was Monday. And I'm coming in there like skipping, like ready to talk to Olivia about how great Hickory High is. And so she's on the couch. How'd it go, Dad? I'm like, Olivia, you're going to love it. So I give her like 5-minute speech of how wonderful Hickory High is and how high school is going to change your life. It's the best thing that's ever happened. And then she says, okay, thanks, and just walks upstairs to her room. She wasn't buying it. My enthusiasm did not catch on with her.
Was not feeling it.
And Jennifer was like, damn, dude, you're really trying hard, aren't you? I was like, this is just how I feel. So anyway, it was an interesting orientation. I think I was more excited about high school for Olivia than she was going to it. But she made it through her first day. Do you remember your first day of high school?
I don't think I remember the very first day. I don't think I do.
I was a senior when you were a freshman.
Yeah.
Do you remember the rite of passage for freshman boys at Hickory High?
You mean getting a wedgie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember, did you get one freshman year?
I got 3.
But not on your first day?
Not on my first day.
Do you remember, let's just let everybody know what a wedgie is.
You were part of 2 of them.
Well, I'm sure I didn't touch you. I didn't give anybody a wedgie because I thought
you were at the
I'm sure I was,
event.
So I could have said, hey, let that guy go.
You did not.
But I did not do that, yeah. Because I had got mine too. Everybody just has to get it and then it's over with. But a wedgie at Hickory High, and I'm sure everybody across the nation understands what a wedgie is, but it was a rite of passage for freshman boys, whether it be in the cafeteria in front of half the school or the gym locker room or the soccer field or wherever, or at the center. You would get your underwear pulled out of your britches, sometimes over your head until it rips.
That's the atomic wedgie.
Yes, the atomic wedgie. And sometimes, sometimes it wouldn't rip, so you were bouncing up and down, but it was terrible.
It was terrible.
But that's what you would have to go through as a young boy, and I'll never forget this.
Don't cut your thing either. If it rips too early,
we're going back again. Hootie Bowman took a razor blade, cut it very thinly. It ripped like within 3 seconds. They got him again the next day.
Yep.
Yeah. So Casey Goodwin, his strategy was, and Casey is a boy of mine forever, love him to death. He was so worried that once the underwear came off, he wouldn't have any underwear. He wore 3 pairs of underwear, right? Thinking, hey, they'll get one, and then they'll leave me alone, and at least I have 2 more pairs of underwear. On at the same time. So not only did they get the first wedgie, ripped it right at the cafeteria. Casey thought he was done. Goes to his locker. It's still lunchtime. Get it the second time, and then he still got his third pair of underwear on. So right at the end of school,
Pop, pop, pop.
pop, pop, pop.
Oh.
3 wedgies, 1 day.
God.
World Hickory High School record, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty awful.
yeah. So
You guys cornered me. I think I've even talked about this on the show. You guys cornered me at Lake Hickory Country Club
yeah,
4 days before school. And we were at the pool. You guys were all at the pool. Next thing you know, you guys start
You could hear some
start moving around.
Yeah.
And it was like I was a master parkour runner. We were going, it was like me and Vance Hodges and maybe CJ. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we were going around the club, like jumping walls. You guys were jumping walls. It was like
Ninja Warrior.
It was like 30 minutes of come get me. And finally, I ran in the club and there was a black tie event and I was standing in the club, soaking wet in my bathing suit.
Yeah.
And you guys were at either door and I could see you at either door. And the guy at the club was like, you can't be in here. You cannot be in here. Get out of here. And I'm like, I ain't going anywhere. I was like, these cats over here, everybody's after me. And so I ended up having to go out, and that's when I got caught.
Yeah.
Then my sister was dating a guy that was in college.
Yeah.
I went to the first high school football game, and he got me, which I think is off limits.
You can't do that. If you're off to college, you can't give any wedgies.
That's a freshman on freshman crime.
A freshman get it, but it cannot be given by a freshman in college.
So that was a raw deal.
Yeah.
But the worst one, by far the worst one, was we were on the practice soccer field.
I remember this one.
We were in the practice soccer field,
Yes.
down by the baseball field.
Down by the baseball field.
Lightning happens.
I remember this.
We all run to the dugouts, and I look over, and it was JV and varsity were
Yes.
there. And I look over at the first base dugout, and there's all my buddies, all JV is over there. And I look down at this dugout, and it's all varsity. I made the mistake to run to the wrong damn dugout. And it was the worst move I ever made.
Yeah.
I think right about that time, all of us knew what was going down.
Yeah.
And so I gave one of those, one of those bad laughs.
Yes.
And
Hey, guys.
I think I got 3 steps away from the bench.
Right.
And was hammered.
I remember.
Hammered. I mean, and I think that one was like the day before school because you had soccer practice leading up to school.
Absolutely.
So the only good thing was when I got hammered, all you guys were like, we ain't messing with you
You're
at
done.
school.
Just
We're going to
get it
get
over with.
all these cats over here.
See,
so yours is done.
Exactly. The anticipation of the wedgie was worse than the wedgie itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would much rather get it over with day one than wait day after day after day because you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you got to dream about it every night instead of just getting it over with.
Well, I will tell you that I did enjoy having mine over with, and we'd be at lunch, and all you guys would be at lunch, and I'd be like, bah, because we knew each other well before then,
Sure.
and I'd walk by your table, and I'd be like, what's up, Chad? What's up, Chad? Yeah, John Wade. What's up, Hootie? And go there, and I'd sit down, and I'd be like, yeah, you guys are in some trouble. You guys are in some
CJ's over
trouble.
there shivering.
I'd be like, they talking about you. They talking about you and you over there, and I wouldn't hold off on you either. So it was kind of a good spot.
So wonderful.
It was a good spot for me to be at.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Well, do you remember, this is just another thing I was telling Olivia, now it doesn't exist there anymore, but do you remember after school, there was that little convenience store right there. You could pop in and go get a slushie.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a Kit Kat bar or
They
whatever.
sold cigarette. I didn't smoke, but they sold cigarettes. I thought that was ridiculous. Like people would go in there and buy like 10-cent cigarettes or
Yes,
something.
absolutely. And so I was just thinking about my first day of school, walking in there because we got to kill about 20 minutes between school and the soccer practice. We're freshmen. I got lost in the high school. I don't even know what's going on. So I just randomly ended up at that convenience store, sipping a little slushy outside the door, waiting for soccer practice when the seniors come in, buying the cigarettes, doing all that, And so I just had that memory in my mind the first day of school when it's over, what Olivia would do. So this is cool because, she was petrified about going to school. Before I tell that story, I dropped her off in the morning. And I felt like when I saw her leave the car, it felt like we were in kindergarten again, dropping her off for the first day.
Get a little teary-eyed?
I didn't because I didn't want her to, And so I looked at her and I said, Olivia, you got this. I said, you've done it at Oakwood. You did it at Grandview. This is just the next step. Go do it here. Yep. And then she looked at me and, she turned back and she's like, okay, Dad, I will. And then she starts walking up the stairs and there's up the stairs, what we call the front of Hickory High. It's where
It used to be the senior
used to
parking
be the
lot.
senior parking lot.
Yeah.
That's the front.
Right.
So I didn't even know where to drop her off, but I dropped her off there. And she's walking up there, and she kind of disappears behind a bush. And I'm like, holy cow. I'm trying to keep it together, like, holy cow, there she goes. I was thinking, I wish she would walk in with someone she knows. Because think about that big school, you're walking in first day, you knowing where no one is, you're nothing. You're all by yourself, you're on your own. And so I'm pulling the car out, and I see one of her girlfriends walking through the parking lot, like maybe 200 yards. And what I wanted to do is roll down the window and say, Olivia, there, she's right here. But I can't do that. I can't do that. But I did slow the car down, and the little girl, she saw me. Her name is Berkeley. And so when she saw me pulling out, she knew that meant Olivia was up there. So she started walking fast so they could go in there together. So anyway, that was how the beginning of the day ended. And then at the end of the day, I'm bringing her home. So I pull into the parking lot. You know, you got Smoothie King, and then there's that empty parking lot that's just a empty parking lot. It used to be a manufacturing building. So I pull in there, and it's so weird. So I get there at 2:30, school lets out, and so you'll have a couple kids straggle out. And then there's a few more. Then all of a sudden, a flood of kids just rush out of the place. And I'm looking around left and right, up and down, looking all over for Olivia. And then I see her and two of her girlfriends pop out of the school, and they're all smiling because I didn't know. I didn't know what. I was like, it could be chaos, and they're crying, or she's by herself, and her book bag's ripped open, and papers are falling out. But no, they came out. She had it. She was cool. She came out with her friends. They were smiling and laughing, and so anyway, good first day of high school.
That's
good first day. Yes,
to be completely honest, that's important. That's important.
Yes.
Because you got to find, like that first day, you got to find your kind of your niche. Because like at lunch, do you find your people and where to sit? And do you actually have a table? And
think about those things that's what she was worried about. What if I don't have anybody to sit with at lunch? Those little things.
Yeah.
Those are big things. And fortunately, it all worked out. And hopefully, Olivia is going to have a fantastic year of Hickory High School. She's on the right track. So anyway, that's my first day of school story.
Little connection there.
Yes, absolutely.
Your memory to her memory.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, way to go.
All right, Hank, it was great taking that trip down memory lane, first day of school. And now let's talk a little memory lane between you and I. Last time we left our fantastic Big Fan listeners, we were on our way to an escapade or an adventure that I had never really tried before. And it involves getting on a boat and wakeboarding / surfing. So this happened to us 2 Thursdays ago. I wasn't going to do it. I was worried about my knees, but I tried it, and it was awesome. I mean, what a feeling when you get up on that thing and you're surfing.
Yeah.
It's the coolest.
It is pretty awesome.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that night.
Well, let's talk about something first. When we started this thing, it was days in advance, and the guy that put it together said, "Come out to my boat. Let's get out there about 5:30." Yeah. All of us excited, right? About 5:05, Chatty sends a text saying, "I'm out."
That's not what I said.
He said, "I got paper stuff going on. I can't printing stuff. I got printing stuff going on, and I can't do it." So I sent out a text that said, "You knew about this stuff earlier in the week. Put that to bed. Go get your bathing suit on and come on out there, right? Because you're gonna miss it, right? You were gonna miss it.
We knew it was gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was gonna be fun. So we go out there at first without you, and we go down the lake and." Everything you said about that boat.
And then some.
Yes. Okay, so amazing. This boat creates a wave like we were talking about. It's like the big kahuna.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I've done it a couple of times. Get up, have fun, even, go a little bit further than what I have in the past because you really, no rope. You're just kind of surfing along. So it was a lot of fun. And then the owner gets out there, and he had prepared snacks, and he had
first class all the way
refreshments and stuff like that. And he had these little mozzarella sticks with like pepperonis wrapped around them. You ever seen those things?
Oh yes, love those things.
So he gets up and he says, "I'm a little hungry."
While he's on the surfboard.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right. So I throw him this mozzarella stick, and he eats it. Okay, which I am wildly impressed with.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
What does he need after he gets something like that?
He's thirsty.
He needs to wash it down.
Yes.
So we throw him a beer, drinks it. We got some epic pictures of him doing it. But then you get out there, and I think he did very well.
Thank you. Yeah, I was a little nervous because water sports are not my gig.
Right.
I'm good at a million things.
Not driving.
Except for driving. And I thought water sports. But the first time, flat on my face. Second time, they said curl up in a little ball and then let the boat pull you up and then extend your legs as the boat pulls you up. Instead of just trying to pull yourself up, let the boat do the work and popped right up.
Popped right up.
Yeah, it was fun. But the fun part of the night was the surfing and all that was wonderful. But the night was supposed to end right after the sun was going down. We were supposed to, let's call it a night.
Did you feel us going back to the dock? Like we were like, the night was ending.
Yes, the night was done.
The night was ending.
And then I don't know really what changed the momentum of the evening. It might have been a couple words like, maybe just one more. I don't know. I've said that before.
You know what? We ran out of beer, and I think the problem is that you had something else to drink, and we all wanted more to drink.
That's right.
And we only had a friend at the other side of the lake.
Yes.
So we had to go this way instead of going this way.
Right.
And we sat there and talked about it and finished all the beer and what you were drinking.
Yes.
For a good time.
Oh, excellent time.
I'm talking about a good amount of time.
Oh, for a period of time.
Imagine 10:30, we're sitting in the middle of the lake just talking. Mm-hmm. Go to that gentleman's house, have a couple more beers, talking, and then we realize it's 11:30. We might need to get the boat back to the house and get back to the house.
Because we told everybody at the homestead that we'd be home around 9. So 9. So anyway, it worked out well. Felt a little tired the next day,
Sleepy.
But we've been there before. So anyway, it was a great time on Lake Hickory. Scott, thank you for the use of the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And the Chris and Michael for the lessons on surfing. That was
excellent. Are you going out tomorrow night?
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. How about you?
No, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't. Hey, I got a fantasy draft tomorrow or Friday night. I gotta watch out for.
Absolutely, you got to be 100% Friday.
100%.
So before we leave today, I did want to give a mad shout out to some folks that actually work here in the Mesh Studios, the Jackson Group, Jackson Creative. I'm flipping through a magazine that I love dearly. It's called Our State Magazine. Have you ever read Our State Magazine?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's the coolest magazine because a lot of stuff it shows that you've eaten at that place or you've seen that or you've been to that library or you've been to that movie theater. It's all in that magazine.
Hike.
Yes, done that hike. Absolutely. So I'm flipping through. And I get to the middle, the center spread. That's where the prime time info is about North Carolina. And I open it up. And I see these two ugly mugs staring back at me, and I'm like,
"Hey,
dude,
that's rude."
I know these dudes. These are the dudes at the Mesh Jackson Creative, the founders of the Foot Candle Film Festival, and they are in the middle spread in Our State Magazine. It is unbelievable. So it talks all about Hickory and how a town like Hickory is bringing big time artists and creative folks to come to broadcast or show their films.
Right.
So it was a awesome spot for Hickory. It was an awesome spot for Foot Candle Film Festival. Now, that means Foot Candle Film Festival. Hank, let me go ahead and put my advertising voice on here. September 27th through 29th, 5th annual Foot Candle Film Festival. Brother, right here, Hickory, North Carolina, Drendel Auditorium at the Salt Block. Got to check it out, footcandlefilmfestival.com.
That was a great.
Yes,
that was a great voice you used right there.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but if you haven't been, you got to check it out. There'll be people from all over the country, all over the world will come to Hickory, North Carolina to view these films. So I think it's a 3-day event. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe even a little something Thursday night. I'm not sure, but I know it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for sure. So get your tickets. Check them out. September 27th through the 29th. Another cool thing that's happening right in Hickory.
27th. 28th, 29th.
3 days. 3 days. Okay, 3 days. Well, come early on Thursday if you want to and listen to the band at Bourbon Street. We might be playing the night before.
Are you kidding me?
Probably so, but I can get a gig there if we need to. No problem. Yeah, you come check us out.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 songs. Then you can leave early, right?
Are they covers?
3-song set.
And they're covers.
And they're covers.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I know these songs.
You've heard me sing them about 1,000,000 times, so yes, you would know them. The other thing I want to talk about, Auto Lawn. This is the fundraiser here for the Hickory Museum of Art. It's September the 6th, so it's next weekend. Come check it out. They've got all these the most exotic, most beautiful cars.
You going to show your Tahoe? Have the back open, the doors open.
I used to have this Chrysler LeBaron black with the black. You remember that thing?
I do remember.
I always think my dad still has that somewhere. I was thinking about bringing it out there.
He still has that one?
Yeah, I would maybe just put the top halfway up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a Honda Aero scooter that I got when I was about 13. Imagine me putting it in the middle of all these exotic cars, just positioning it's white and blue. It's pretty impressive.
Beautiful. And then you get the kids pick of the show, and that yours would win.
Honda Aero 50.
Bingo, blue ribbon. But anyway, that's happening September 6th. Y'all check it out. That's right down here, downtown Hickory at the Salt Block. I actually help MC that event. It's a lot of fun, great music, great food. They got beer. They got everything a car aficionado would want, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Hank, that's everything on my list. Tell me what you got going on this weekend besides our last fantasy football draft.
I got a 4-day weekend is what I got.
Oh.
I got a 4-day weekend.
Talk to me about 4-day weekend.
We were talking about the fantasy draft. This is really late, but we got to navigate all you morons that want to do multiple fantasy leagues, which is ridiculous to me.
Yes.
Put all your eggs in one basket. Let's play one. I understand you want to see your boys, so I understand that.
That's what it's all about.
So we got this fantasy draft, which is going to be great, but we got a baseball tournament in Morganton in the morning, right? So I got to cool my jets a little bit, right? But the good thing is you can space it out because I got 4 days to work with.
What a feeling knowing you have that extra day.
Right. So, Sunday is like double Saturday.
Yes.
It's double Saturday, right?
That's what I'll start calling Sunday for Labor Day, double Saturday.
Double Saturday.
Yes.
All right. So, we're going to do fantasy. Then we got baseball. Then we got church on Sunday. I've got a free Sunday.
Double Saturday.
College
football starts too this weekend.
We ought to patent that.
Double
what? Saturday.
Why
Put
don't
it on
we?
a shirt.
Why don't we? I love that, Hank. So on your double Saturday after church, what would you fall into? It might be a day of rest. You might just want to rest and sleep. You could. Or you could go out to the lake. You could go to the pool, grill out, go see a movie, hit baseball with the kid. The sky's the limit on double Saturday. There's nothing holding you back.
No limits.
No limits, double Saturday.
No limits on double Saturday.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, thank you for bringing that up because I had forgot we had that extra
Yeah,
day.
and I personally think it's great. You can get more rest time, less work time.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday's my Monday. Sign me up. Sign me up, brother.
Oh, I love
I don't
this.
know what it's about, but I'll do it.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Let's make some shirts. Let's call Addison. We'll make some shirts. Double Saturday, fun day, whatever we want to call it.
Guess what? It's Labor Day. Double Saturday. Let's do it.
Bingo. Love it. And let's leave our big fans with this. So the video from last week, Hank, you saw it. Tell the audience a little bit about it. I haven't been able to view it yet. The big fan video.
I'm a little upset you haven't been able to view it yet.
Gosh,
I got to be completely honest.
It's not very smart of me.
So I watched it. I think Harris had to go to bed early for Monday for school. Ray went to bed early. So what did I do? I grabbed my iPad, sat down and watched it.
Yes.
I think it's quite interesting to watch what we're talking about because, I'm in here. I watch your facial expression.
Right.
You see mine and everything else. But I think it was fun to see. But, you still have a face for radio.
Well, we do need to get the makeup artist in here next time. And I said
Very
last
shiny.
time, we are the talent. We need beverages. We need food. We need something in here for the talent. Come on.
You do understand.
We're on YouTube now, for God's sakes. We need some stuff.
You can't be eating while we're talking on here.
I just wanted to sit here. Just a jar of pickles.
Cornucopias with fruit
exactly.
coming out.
That's all I need.
All right.
But anyway, tell our guys how they get there. So they go to YouTube or tell them how we get there.
I think we went to the mesh.tv.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, I went to the mesh.tv and then there was the good thing is that the mesh, there's some smart ones at the mesh. I know. There's some smart ones at the mesh. And so they didn't want our download to just go straight video because then everybody's phone would be jammed up with it. They wanted it to be just the podcast, the regular podcast. But you can go there and right where it shows the podcast for the big fan, it'll show the video podcast
Got
too.
it. So you got the audio and then the video if you want.
Right beside it or right underneath it. And so it's pretty easy to find.
Wonderful.
Even you can find it.
Thank you. Well, I will check that out tonight, Hank. I would look forward to it. And I definitely look forward to seeing you Friday night. Before we leave, can I just talk a little bit about the draft?
Sure.
You are drafting at what number?
Number 9.
Number 9. I'm drafting at number 7. Okay. So at number 7, You're going to have a wide receiver or running back there at number 9. It looks like a lot of wide receivers for you, but you could grab a running back as well. In our draft this past weekend, it went a little bit of change of plans from other draft. It went Saquon, Christian, Alvin Kamara, Christian, and then Patrick Mahomes went third overall.
Wow.
Then Alvin Kamara, then Zeke. That's how that one
Number
went.
5's got to be happy about that.
They were thrilled. So anyway, can't wait to see what's in store for Friday night. Got some guest pickers coming in. Just going to be an incredible night.
Who do you think you're going to? Who do you want at 7?
I can't tell you because you're going to be at 9. But because what if these cats are listening? I'll just tell you. I can't tell you. I'll tell the audience later. There is one dude I have in mind that I really want on my team.
You really want, okay.
Really want. And if I didn't get him, I would make do, but I'm planning my draft based on getting this dude.
So it doesn't matter to me, obviously.
Yeah, because I'm going to draft
You're
him
going to
prior.
draft him before me.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Yes, do you have a dude in mind?
I've got kind of, I have done your philosophy of mock drafting the bejesus out of it, okay? So I have run every single one out there. And I don't know. I mean, doing the wide receiver thing is kind of tough, but good because those running backs where I'm at are risks.
Yes.
Every one of them.
I like the wide receiver strategy at the turn at 12, but at 9, I like maybe wide receiver, running back, or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I like that too,
Yeah.
but I think you can't go running back.
Right.
I think you got to get, because those wide receivers up there are so good.
Yes.
But I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I hope you get Andrew Luck.
Hope you get Lamar Miller. You know, he blew out his ACL.
I do.
Okay, great.
I hope somebody picks him. And I hope it's your brother.
It probably will be. You know where my brother is right now?
Where?
He's at the U.S. Open in New York City. They flew in
With your
yesterday.
mom?
Yes, they went to see Coco Gauff. She's the rage, the 14-year-old, just phenomenal tennis player, the American. So who won last night? They got to see her play.
Awesome.
How cool is that?
And she got a sponsor exemption, right? Like I don't know if she made the tournament.
That might be the case. I'm not sure. But anyway, the U.S. Open, to me, if you love tennis, I think it's the best major because there are matches going on till 1 o'clock in the morning every night.
You love that.
I love it. I stayed up and watched.
They serve beer there?
They only cost $12 a piece, but yes, they serve beer.
Jeremy's putting a house payment down on that place right now.
I think he's actually sneaking in little airplane bottles in his pockets so he doesn't have to pay $12 because that's what I do. $12 a beer, forget about it.
Yep.
He broke. But anyway, you guys, thank you for listening to The Big Fan. Please check us out next week. Check us out on the video portion of our podcast as well. Can't wait to talk to you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Been away, child. Said he been a long time.